Ever feel like your descriptions get lost in translation? The world you've imagined is vivid and rich with detail, but your players are just struggling to see it. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to bring your D&D descriptions to life, using cinematic techniques, player psychology, and engaging sensory details. Let's dive in. Description is your player's window to the world. It highlights what's around them and brings the game to life. But balancing these twin aspects of exposition and immersion can be trickier than walking a tightrope over a dragon's lair. We've previously discussed how dungeon masters are like movie directors, and just like a director, you need to set your scenes effectively. Have you ever noticed that when films and TV shows start a new scene, they often start with broad, sweeping vistas, transition to more compact locations, and then zoom in on specific people or objects? I've just described 3 different types of shots. The wide shot, which sets the scene and tone, the medium shot, which bounds the scene and gives context, and the close-up, which highlights fine details and actions. But why do films follow this sequence? Wide, medium, and close-up. It's all due to viewer psychology. Broad details early on shape everything that follows, but fade from your memory fast. Meanwhile, detailed specific elements that come later on stick in your mind longer, but are tricky to keep track of. In D&D terms, wide shots create immersion, building a world around the players. Close-ups share exposition, telling your players what's going on and what might happen next. Medium shots are somewhere in between, highlighting parts of the world that aren't important yet, but might be soon. Let's say you describe a woodland scene like this. Sunlight filters through the forest canopy. A stream trickles through the bushes nearby. Suddenly, a little bird lands in front of you. These 3 descriptions follow our film shot pattern. Wide, medium, then close-up. But swap them around, and your players might get lost. Order matters. So, how can we put these shots into action when DMing? No matter whether you're painting a bustling city or a menacing dragon, stick to this pattern. Broad context, relevant details, then specific action points. For example, imagine you're describing an environment. You might start with a wide shot to establish the backdrop and atmosphere, the setting, weather, and lighting. From there, you'll move into a medium shot that describes framing elements that give deeper context for what's to come. Describe nearby structures, scents, and sounds. While you're at it, note any landmarks, objects, or creatures that the players might eventually interact with. Finally, end with a close-up shot that prompts the players to action, touching on any figures or events that give the players something immediate to do. We can use the same process for creatures. Start with an establishing shot, body shape, and species. Then move on to a medium shot, clothes, accessories, and any unique features. End with a close-up, touching on the creature's posture, body language, and facial expression. But having a structure is just one part of the equation. Now we need to fill it out with something that will paint a picture in our players' minds. The secret to vivid, immersive descriptions boils down to 3 simple words. Show, don't, tell. Your players' imaginations are powerful storytelling machines, but when we directly tell them what a character is feeling, what event happened, or the current state of things, we bring those storytelling machines to a screeching halt. Telling, as it's called, robs your players of the chance to imagine those things for themselves, diminishing their engagement and immersion. Instead, we want to show our players what's around them, creating a picture in their minds with specific sensory details. That's all well and good, but which details should we try to convey? That's where our description toolbox comes into play, with 4 descriptive categories for any situation. The first category in our toolbox is appearance: size, shape, color, and decoration. Picture a small, platinum, sunburst-shaped medallion inset with rubies and gold. The second category is substance, which includes texture, material, condition, and age. Imagine running your fingers across that medallion, feeling its smooth, metallic surface, the scratches across its frame, and the faint brown film that conceals its once bright sheen. Our third category is sensation: temperature, brightness, sound, and smell. Feel the cold metal against your skin, see the glint of light that plays across its surface, hear the scrape of its chain along the edge, and smell the musty tang of tarnished gold. Our toolbox's fourth and final category is dynamics: proximity, distance, and movement. Note how the iron chain drapes across the medallion, and how it dangles above the ground, slowly swaying from side to side. Even with these four categories in mind, though, it's important to remember that not everything merits a full description, and that even those that do can be outlined with sparse details first and filled in later once the players take a closer look. Be judicious with your descriptions, focusing your efforts on the most important parts of the scene and skimming past any hangers-on. Let's bring it all together. As a dungeon master, you can paint vivid pictures of your world by breaking your descriptions down into wide, medium, and close-up shots, and by engaging your players' imaginations with the sensory details of our description toolbox. Mastering these techniques won't just transform your game into a richer and more immersive experience, it'll also let your players interact with and understand your world in ways you never imagined. So the next time you sit down to play, remember, every description is a chance to create a cinematic experience. Your players and your game will thank you. All of this information might feel like a lot to swallow. That's why I've posted a detailed lesson plan on our Patreon, which you can join through the link in the description below. Want to keep sharpening your DM skills? Subscribe to the channel and check out the next video in our Dungeon Mentor series. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in our next lesson.